Bestie, nothing gets my rocks off more than a nice productivity hack. I love finding more efficient ways to be productive with less energy. Yeah, I don't just want to be productive and get more things done. My goal when it comes to productivity is to get my life back. Time is the biggest luxury you're ever going to have in this life. Like, to be able to live on your own terms is truly the biggest flex of all. So when I'm looking to be more productive, I'm not looking to be a Tasmanian devil running around my house just doing 1 trillion things to feel something. No, I want to feel something on somebody's island with a margarita with a sangria swirl in my hand. I want to feel that, okay? I don't want to feel anything else because I don't get a cookie, I don't get a plaque, I don't get a sticker for it. I just get a damn headache. So not only are we going to go through simple and effective productivity hacks, we are going to go over the lazy girl addition to that. Okay, so if that's what you're looking for, well, baby is here. But before we get into that, hi, I'm Bria. This is the Because I Love You podcast, and I'm so glad you're here. I've got new episodes cooking for you every Monday, so you get your week off to a beautiful start. So if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed, you're following, whatever you got to do. And hey, if you're able to comment, let me know where you're listening from. I'm really interested in learning where you guys are located, because maybe one day, maybe just one day, I don't know if it's a crazy dream, but maybe we can meet in person. Maybe we go on tour. I've got big aspirations for taking this somewhere. And as much as I love talking to a camera where there's a wall behind it, I would love to see some eyeballs. So drop where you're listening from today. I would love to learn that. And in our newest segment, the Unfriendly Reminder, today's Unfriendly Reminder is to remember that everybody is 50 times more crazy in their cars. Can I be honest with you for a second? Is this a safe space? Okay, cool. I have road rage. Yeah, but let's be clear, it's never unprovoked. It's usually a reaction to someone starting it. If you live in Texas, if you live in Dallas, I fear that unfortunately you do understand what I mean by that. I'm an anxious driver because I live here and have to drive on the highways of Dallas, Texas. That alone is enough. Now add in a little bit of postpartum anxiety, and yeah, I've probably been a little bit on edge while I'm driving. So let me tell you, the other day I'm driving and I'm coming out of a parking lot and I need to turn right into traffic. But here's the thing, this is Texas, so as soon as I turn, I'm gonna need to actually hop over 6 lanes. So I've got to wait for traffic to basically come to a stop so that I can execute this little maneuver, okay? And of course, there's a truck behind me being the biggest asshole. He starts honking at me and blowing at me and is trying to rush me to go. But listen, I have my plan. I know exactly what I need to do. I don't need you blowing at me. And since you are, I'm going to take my time even more. So he is getting more and more aggressive with me. And then he starts laying, I'm not even joking you, laying on his horn. And mind you, this is one of those trucks that's like jacked up, big ass tires. I swear someone needs to do a study on these guys, because I'm positive there's a correlation between the bigger the tire, the smaller the kahuna. Like, what is it? What are you overcompensating for? Because clearly something is wrong with you. So anyways, I finally turn into traffic and I do it nice and slow. And of course, he pulls out with so much aggression and starts following me, laying on his horn. So I slam my brakes, let him pass me, and I'll give it right back to him. Yeah. I completely black out. I think my middle finger went out of the window, allegedly, but that's neither here or there. I'm human. Okay, so that happens. Sorry about it. And then, I kind of come to and I'm like, who was that? That was not me. Did I just do that? Yeah. No, I would never do this with my child in the car. Don't worry. This is usually something that's unleashed when it's just me in the car. But it's just kind of funny because I feel like there's a different version of us when we drive. Even my Labrador Retriever, unproblematic husband, AJ, has a little more sass in the car. A sass that I never see outside of an automobile. And his trigger is usually what we refer to as Chihuahua drivers, okay? Because there are a lot of Chihuahua drivers in Dallas, Texas. And when I say Chihuahua, I am picturing a literal Chihuahua behind the wheel with sunglasses on in a hot pink Barbie mobile car, listening to music really loud, driving with his paws like this if you're watching. That's a Chihuahua driver, and there are people who damn near drive like that. AJ can't stand him, and neither can I, and he'll unleash the sass there. So I think we all can relate to it, but also this unfriendly reminder is that people are crazy. As soon as my middle finger went out the window, I regretted it because I know that I live in Texas and people keep guns in their boots, and I don't. So that is a game I'm not willing to play, and I'm going to work on that. And so if you have any tips on how I can control my emotions, I'm listening. That's your unfriendly reminder. Everybody's crazier in their car. Now back to what we were here for. So what's been helping me to increase my productivity is really being intentional about how I start my day. If I get off to a really good start, there is a massive opportunity for me to kind of keep that going. And the way I keep that going is with momentum. Okay, I'm sure we've heard this word before, but get the momentum going at the beginning of your day. That way it trickles down into the rest of your day. So what I like to do to start building momentum is start the day with the dumbest, silliest task. I do have my slow morning where I like to go watch the sunrise. However, I'll make sure to do a small, silly task that's going to make me feel like I'm off on the right foot, I'm getting something done, and it's actually something that needs to be done. For me, that usually looks like making my bed. Okay, it takes me a few minutes to make my bed. And what I like about making my bed first thing in the morning is that it kind of sets the tone. One, I go in my room, I see the bed's made, I'm less likely to feel like I can lay down and take a nap. It kind of gives my brain that signal like, all right, we got things to do, and that boosts my energy and my mood. It's a simple task. It literally takes 5 minutes at most to do that. And it's just going to make your room look more put together. And that alone has a really big impact on me. My environment, personally, I am an ADHD girly, so a lot of these are ADHD-friendly, but I will say I can't work in a messy environment. And since I work from home, it's really important that I make sure my environment's clean and tidy enough, because I will be thinking about the pile of clothes over here. I will be thinking about the dishes in the sink. So I make sure all that's taken care of, but just in my room specifically, having my bed made is really important to setting the tone in my environment and getting my brain in the place it needs to be in to do other things. Something else that I noticed really helps to get me in the right headspace to get to work is letting in natural light. Immediately waking up, popping open the curtains, opening the blinds, letting in natural light really signals to me that we're up, we're awake, we're getting things done. Now here's the thing. On a biological level, this is really great too, because you have something called your circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is the part of your body that says, hey, it's time for us to get sleepy, or hey, it's time for us to start waking up. So if you really want to sharpen your circadian rhythm and get to a place where you're feeling more awake during the day, a really easy way to do that is just to go outside as soon as you wake up. That's another reason I love to watch The Big Show outside. That sun coming up in the morning is great. I used to have a nutritionist too, where part of our routine was I couldn't wear sunglasses in the morning because we were trying to sharpen my circadian rhythm because my sleep was off at that time. And obviously this plays into productivity, because when you feel awake, you're able to get more done. You're able to be sharper and more efficient and just think better. Think a little bit more creatively. You're able to think about how to do things more efficiently. So you want to make sure you're getting to the root cause there and that you're getting adequate sleep, but that you're keeping yourself on some kind of schedule, because it'll trickle down to everything else in your life. Open up those windows, open up those blinds. I think when I had Mellow, I actually just completely forgot about that. And obviously having a newborn is going to throw your sleep off, but I didn't realize how off that was making me. Like, I would forget to open the blinds all day. It was a dungeon in here sometimes. And I realized that really threw me off, where like I was sleeping at odd times, even though I know you're just more tired with a newborn. But when I started doing that, it also got Mellow on a schedule. So his body started to respond to daytime and nighttime. And honestly, we've been able to have pretty good sleep recently. So something to consider. But open your windows. One of my favorite hacks is the scheduling feature on email and text messages. And yes, you can do both. My manager actually just put me on to scheduling text messages, and I wanted to make sure that you guys knew this. Sometimes I actually don't answer people's messages because I'm reading them at such an odd time. But what you can do is you can hold the send button down. If you have an iPhone, I don't know about other phones, hold the send button down and there is an option to send later. Beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. I can text people back as early as possible, or if I'm thinking of something to tell my manager, maybe it's even on the weekend, I'll schedule that to go out because I don't want to bother her outside of business hours. I love that feature. I've also been using it for emails because I like to work on the weekends because that's when I have help with Mello, and also it's just a better time for us to work sometimes. So I will schedule emails to go out, but I definitely never want to be the person sending an email on a Saturday or Sunday. I just don't like that. So I want to respect people's time and just be considerate because I know that it's like a knee-jerk reaction for me to open emails any day of the week. So that's what I do, and it's really amazing because it allows me to still be productive and get those emails and text messages out, and I don't have to put them off where I usually would just end up forgetting to do it at all.
You know that friend who always forgets to Venmo you back? Yeah, we've all got one. But today, we're flipping the script because Venmo isn't just for splitting bills anymore, it's for Venmoing everything. Literally. Let me put you on to the Venmo debit card. It connects directly to your Venmo balance and lets you spend it anywhere MasterCard is accepted. So you can use Venmo for the latte in your hand, the leggings you're wearing, the couch you're currently rotting on, and even the 3 a.m. sushi order you swore you wouldn't make again. Here's what I love. I can get paid back for drinks and use the same balance for my Uber home. Sell a pair of sneakers, boom, buy a new pair. Same account, no transfers, no drama, just vibes. And according to Girl Math, when you spend using your Venmo balance, spending is a lot more enjoyable. So that latte is going to taste a lot sweeter when you pay for it with your Venmo balance. I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you. And don't even get me started on the cash back. Up to 15% at spots you're already obsessed with. Like, hello, it's giving rewards without the stress of credit. Oh, and the card, it's cute. Comes in different colors, so you can pick one that actually matches your vibe because yes, aesthetics matter. So if you're ready to Venmo your way through life, visit venmo.me/debit to learn more and sign up. Again, that's venmo.me/debit.
If you're an ADHD girly, this one is especially going to be great for you. I've noticed that when I have tennis shoes on, I am so much more productive and so much more efficient. So I will just put tennis shoes on in the house when I need to get things done. It's really hard for me to be tired and sleepy when I have my shoes on, and I don't know what that's about, but I figured that out about myself, and maybe everybody's going to be different, of course, but just try it out and see how much more you get done when your shoes are on. When you feel like you have somewhere to go, somewhere to be, I think it's wonderful. And a lot of these, again, if you work from home, you really might appreciate them, but it's even great if I have a day where I'm just like, I want to knock out a lot of chores. Putting on my tennis shoes gets me in that mode to just get things done. So before I had Mello, everyone was really giving me crap because something that I'm kind of known for is like my cleanliness and just everything being really tidy all the time. And people while I was pregnant were like, oh, like, just wait. Do you have, I hate when people say just wait, first of all. But yeah, they were like, just wait till you have a baby. This house gonna be a mess. Well, I would like to let you know, ain't shit been a mess, okay? In fact, I've been more challenged to keep things clean because when my environment's a mess, I am a mess. No, you don't understand. It's not gonna be a mess in here because it's me, okay? So when I had Mello, I had to figure out how this was gonna work because for whatever reason, mess causes a lot of anxiety for me, and an anxious mama is not good for a baby. What I started to incorporate is a daily power hour where I go apeshit on my house, typically the living area and the kitchen. That's when I do all the dishes. I tidy up the living room. If we need to do a quick vacuum, move over some dirty clothes, you know, whatever chore I need to do, I give myself an hour to do that while AJ sits with Mello or Mello's watching Miss Rachel, whomever is watching the baby. Mom is going to go do a power hour, okay? And that has been so great because that hour alone, it makes it to where nothing gets overwhelming. It makes it to where the chores do not pile up. It's 1 hour a day. And to be honest with you, I find that to be therapeutic and kind of a meditative thing that I can do where I can just kind of, I don't know, like zone out for a little bit and calm down and just get in a trance. I like to clean. I like having that autonomy over my space. And I feel really grateful and appreciative to have a home. And I feel lucky to be able to take care of it. So that's really a fun time for me, and I don't look at it as something I hate. So I enjoy it. And sometimes I'll put on a podcast or I'll put on a YouTube video or something else to go, or an audiobook. Like there's so many things I can do while cleaning that also give back to me. But honestly, the ultimate gift is a clean home to me, a clean kitchen to me. Like I asked AJ one time, I was like, what do you think is like something that turns me on? And he was like, a clean kitchen. And I was like, that is why I married you. Yes. So in addition to having a power hour of cleaning, there's a little bit of a strategy to it that I want to make sure you understand. I kind of break that power hour up to where I do what I call maintenance cleaning for 30 minutes. And then I do the one big chore of the day. So the one big chore of the day will be, for example, like laundry, washing towels or washing clothes. Another big chore would be considered cleaning the floors. Another big chore would be considered like organizing the pantry, cleaning out the fridge. So every day I choose something different that's a bigger chore, and then I finish with my 30 minutes of maintenance cleaning, and that's just the stuff I do every day. That's going to be washing the dishes, wiping down the counters, okay? That's going to be picking up Mello's toys and his books, like tidying that up. So that's every day. But together that takes about an hour, and it makes me feel 1,000 times better. It makes the environment look really great, and I think having an environment that is tidy, it domino effects into everything else in your life. And I've said this before, when you know where things are in your home, when your home is more organized and when it's clean, you're spending less time looking for things. You're spending less time tripping over things. You're spending less time dealing with clutter, and that gives you time back as well. So it's a little investment to still get a return. It's important, and it will make a difference in the bigger picture. Something else that'll really help you in the grand scheme of things to be more productive is to find ways that you can eliminate decision fatigue. So something that might take a little more effort up front, but ultimately will help you in the long run, is building a wardrobe that helps you eliminate decision fatigue. And this might not be for everybody, because some people really love to express themselves through their clothes, and you still can, but you can have like a wardrobe that is like what I call formulated, where you know these pieces go together, or maybe you have a color coordinated closet where pretty much anything can be mixed and matched. You're creating more of a time capsule wardrobe so that you can really just reach in there with your eyes closed and figure out the outfit still works. So that's something that I'm currently working on, because I need to rebuild my closet anyways now that I'm postpartum. But having pieces that go together always is a great idea. Another thing you can do if you're really trying to be a stickler about it is you can Bill Gates it, and you can just like wear basically the same thing every day, where you have kind of like a uniform, or you're like basically a character on Arthur, and you just wear like the same combo, a t-shirt and jeans type of vibe. But you can even still be creative with that, and you can really elevate that. There's someone who I love her wardrobe. Her name's Pia Mans. I feel like she does like jeans and a top so well. It's like two simple pieces, but she makes it very elevated. Like instead of just having a loose fitted button down with jeans, she'll have like a nice structured button down top that looks incredibly bougie and rich, and she looks so put together, but it's truly a top with jeans. And I think someone like Pia Mans is a great example, because she spends so much time on her accessories. She has like an entire brand called Heaven Mayhem. And so with that, I think a good strategy when I look at her is like having simple elevated pieces, but making the outfit come to life with accessories. And that way she's not having decision fatigue. She can really be creative still with the outfit, but the base layer can still not be overthought, if that makes sense. So that's something that I'm trying to do, and I'm kind of looking to her for that inspiration, because yes, she slays. Okay, besties, if you love hot takes, juicy confessions, and best friend energy, you're going to want to sit down for this. The Spill the Pop Tour is officially popping off, brought to you by Simply Pop, the juicy new prebiotic soda. And you're never going to guess who's on the mic. My girls, Alicia Marie and Remy Cruz from Pretty Basic. Yeah. I love me a good live show, and this one's extra juicy. Think surprised guest, giveaways, and pop culture combos that only hit harder when you're there in real life. They're kicking it off April 30th in LA, and if I weren't covered in breast milk with a new baby on my hip, I'd be front row. Don't miss it. This isn't your average podcast taping. This is juicy, bubbly, and unapologetically fun. Spill the Pop is coming to a city near you. For more tour information, visit coqurl.com/simplypoptour. Tickets are free and available now, but hurry. Availability is limited. This episode is sponsored by Byheart. Now listen, as a new mom, let me just say this. Choosing formula felt like trying to decode the freaking Da Vinci Code. Every label was a maze of fine print and marketing fluff. And I remember thinking, if this is going in my baby's body, why does it feel like a guessing game? That's why I'm obsessed with Byheart. They're doing things totally different, starting with actual breast milk science, like real clinical research, not just vibes. Their formula is made with organic grass-fed whole milk and a patented protein blend that gets as close to breast milk as science allows. My mom guilt is lowered. My baby is thriving. What really sold me was how intentional everything is. Clean ingredients, easy to digest, made right here in the US. It's like if formula went to therapy, healed its inner child, and came back even better. So if you're formula feeding, combo feeding, or just want to know your options actually support your baby's development, go check them out. Head to byheart.com, that's byheart.com, and use code BCILY30 to save 30% off your first subscription order for a limited time. You can also find them at Target, Walmart, and all the big name stores. Because when it comes to your baby, you deserve peace of mind and they deserve Byheart. Another ADHD-friendly hack is the walk and work technique. I've talked about this before, that I got a walking pad and it kind of changed my life. So one thing that really works great for me is walking and working. I literally call it the walk and work hour. One, you're not going anywhere. You're not distracted to get off the thing. Like, you are kind of sat essentially, and you are walking on this walking pad for whatever allotted amount of time. And I don't know what it is about the left, right, left movement, but I do feel like it's activating some parts of my brain that just otherwise don't activate. And I feel more focused when I'm walking and working personally. A lot of people have like fears that it's going to be hard. And I'm like, just try it. Even if you're going at such a glacial speed, you will find that for whatever reason, you lock in more while you're on a walking pad. So I was really good about this before I got pregnant. Now my schedule is kind of dictated by my son, and that's great. But before I got pregnant, I would wake up and immediately get on the walking pad and pump out work. I mean, before the sun came up, and I mean, literally by 7 a.m., I had done all my work for the day. And there was a period of time where I was going to the pool from like 11 to 4 p.m. because I literally finished everything I needed to do before most people would wake up, and got 10,000 steps before it. So I can't recommend it enough, especially for those of you that work from home. If you need a way to like lock in, you might love it. I have a standing desk where it goes up and down, so the walking pad goes under that. And if I'm not walking, you can lower it and you can still sit. Beautiful. And then another thing that has been really helpful for me to be a little more productive is reverse procrastination. This is like a good procrastination I'm gonna put you on. So you're going to put the thing you want to do most at the end of your task. You're going to do the things you need to do, and then you're going to have fun. And I honestly feel like it gets me excited to get things done, because here's the thing. I do believe there are instances where we just have to reward ourselves like a Pavlov dog. Okay. You don't have to reward yourself with food, but I like to reward myself with things. And I'm actually reverse procrastinating today, because while I film this, the finale of Love Island will be happening tonight, and Amaya Papaya better win. So yes, I cannot watch Love Island until I get what I need to do done. And also, just to share this with you. Not only am I watching Love Island, I am DoorDashing margaritas. I'm also DoorDashing quesadillas and some chips and guac. So yeah, I have a lot to look forward to at the end of the day, which really motivates me to get this done, but I'm also excited to do it. So if there's ever a day where you're just like, man, I'm not feeling this, try to plan something fun for yourself. And again, I said it doesn't have to be food. If you want it to be food, great, but try to do something fun. and you will look forward to that fun thing, and you will know it'll feel so much better once you knock out what you need to knock out, that you have something waiting for you at the end of the day. Really, truly, one of my best hacks. As someone with ADHD, these work really well for me, and a lot of it, as you can see, are just little mind games you can play with yourself, or little simple hacks in terms of how you can structure what you're already doing. A lot of this does not require a heavy lift, doesn't require you to drastically change your life. These are truly small, minuscule changes that you will probably barely notice. It just requires a little bit of intention and moving things around, but you can do all of these at your own pace, and that's what's great about it. Okay, so let's finish off with a little low-key or loco. I have one from you guys. This one says, I time block my calendar and sometimes add in fake meetings to avoid real meetings. Low-key or loco. Love this one since we're talking about productivity today. And here's what I'm gonna say. A little lie on the calendar is definitely low key. When I was in corporate America, there was absolutely no chill when it came to people throwing meetings on your calendar. I'm gonna be honest with you, not every meeting is for you to be front and center or even present on. There are so many meetings that definitely could be an email. You're the one who has to be responsible to know if you're supposed to be in that room or not. But if you know that this is some bullshit and this could have been an email, baby, I support it. Okay. Put that fake meeting on your calendar and get what you need to get done, because I felt so overwhelmed when I was in corporate America, where I'm like, when am I supposed to do work? Because we have a bajillion meetings a day. But that was me not understanding. I had to reclaim my time. Okay, I had to block things off. I didn't know what time blocking was. Baby, I was just a little rookie out of college. I didn't know better. Nobody sat me down and said, baby, some lies don't hurt anybody. So take it from me. Some lies don't hurt anybody, and do what you gotta do so you can get things done. Okay, there will be many meetings. Just use your discernment, or straight up say, listen, I have this going on. Do you need me? Do you need me in this one? Okay, I got something else going. I'm gonna talk to you later. I'll get the spark notes. Love ya. Okay, so I hope this helps you guys to reclaim your time. I hope that you can be a little more efficient and get more things done with less energy, so that you have more energy to live the life that you deserve to have. Because why the fuck else are we here if we can't do that? So I'm sending you guys off into the world, hoping that you get a little more bang for your buck when it comes to your time. If this was helpful, let me know in the comments, and let me know what productivities you have in the comments as well. We need to just build an encyclopedia of hacks so that we can reclaim our time together. Okay, I'm always looking to fine tune my skills. Anyways, I really appreciate you guys clicking in today. And if you'd like to support the podcast, make sure you check out our sponsors. Go click links, go check them out. They're really great and they help keep the show going. So we are so thankful for them. But I'm also so thankful for you. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week.